crowd is all pumped up. The question is, how will Indiana react to a very difficult loss in game one? Indiana turns it over. Oh! LeBron with the reverse. With his head up by the rim. Here comes George, got the step and stuffs. What a move! It counts on the foul.
Click, click. Jordan, this is your Kodak moment.
James with a long three. It's good. They did slap hands out here. James, it counts and the foul.
Keeper man just put on his cape.
Take the best punch, after that best punch, after that best punch, and keep taking the game back from him.
Here's Hibbert. Able to hit on that jump hook. West, Indiana up 93-91. Picked off by West. Another turnover for LeBron James. This crowd is stunned as Indiana defeats Miami 97-93.
Our research team is always on it. And they say this is the first time in LeBron James' career that he had 2 turnovers in the final minute of a playoff game.
A near no-hitter and another home run of a basketball game.
Miami got the win in game 1 with great offensive execution in the final seconds. This time, another close game, a different ending, and it was defense that made the difference down the stretch. Game 2 for the Pacers and Heat eagerly anticipated after that classic to open the series. LeBron James and company hoping to take a 2-0 lead at home. Frank Vogel, widely criticized for keeping Roy Hibbert on the bench at the end of game 1, got him involved at the start of game 2. Hibbert with a layup on the pick and roll, and then he drives for the hook, misses the floater, gets the tip in. Miami had no one who could guard him without fouling. He was 9 of 10 from the line, and he had 10 points on 4 of 5 shooting in the first quarter. Pacers substitutions continue to be a storyline in game 2. They didn't get much from their bench in game 1. 46.4 seconds left in the half. Pacers up by 11. They were in control for pretty much the entire first half. Hibbert, Paul George, and Lance Stevenson all come out. And Miami able to take advantage of the bench players who replaced them. Mario Chalmers able to get the loose ball and put it back in. Just 6 points for Chalmers. Ensuing Pacers possession, Jan Mahimi may be surprised to be in there, camped out in the lane. 3-second violation on him. Ensuing possession for the Heat, LeBron James hangs, dishes to Mike Miller. Foul trouble made Eric Spoelstra have to dig deep on his bench as well. So Miller got some run. And his only shot of the game is good for 3. And after being outplayed for much of the first half, the Heat down just 6 at the half. They closed both quarters in the first half with runs. Third quarter, Heat down 58-54. LeBron James, big finish. Heat still down 2, though. Dwayne Wade to James, leaving it for him, and he finishes. Frank Vogel needs a timeout. It's 60 apiece. Heat still playing uphill, but they come back to tie it at that point. And what a battle between George and James is developing here. Look at Paul George throw that one down. Chris Anderson a little late to rotate, and he paid for it. Ensuing Heat possession, though, James says, I'll take 3 from way out there. And nothing but respect there. Heat down 2 after 3. We go to the 4th. Hibbert with the offensive rebound. But check out James. He goes Karch Karai from behind him. Giving up a little size on Hibbert, but he knocks that one away. And then James. Bucket and the foul. Heat up 2 after the free throw. Pacers staying calm.
Take the best punch, after that best punch, after that best punch, and keep taking the game back from them. Keep taking the game back from them. They're a great team. We're a great team. We're going to respond right here.
All right, Pacers would respond. Just over 3 minutes to play. Hibbert, jump hook. Postseason career high, 29 points to go with his 10 rebounds, 91 apiece. Hibbert stayed in the rest of the game, in case you were wondering. Just over 2 minutes to play. David West, not a great shooting game for him. He had 13 points, hits the jump hook. The Pacers up 2. So now how are you going to defend LeBron James in the critical seconds? Under a minute to play, Heat down 2. They defended him well there. His pass deflected and stolen by West. Great play by West to knock down the pass. After a Pacers turnover less than 20 seconds ago, the Heat still down 2. Okay, before we get to that, let's go back to game 1. In overtime, James, 2 uncontested layups to end the game, including the game winner.
Let's highlight Roy Hibbert. Oh, wait, he's not in.
At least not in that situation. So let's go back to game 2. James drives, stops, and spins, and throws the ball away. George Hill with the steal, and he gets fouled. Miami reduced its turnovers. They had 20 in game 1, just 14 in game 2. We see good defense by George and Hibbert, and Hibbert keeping his eye on Chris Bosh out there on the perimeter. That's what Miami was worried about. Or what I should say Indiana was worried about was Bosh popping out for that jumper. Hibbert doing a good job of guarding both possible plays. So 2 costly turnovers for James down the stretch, and the Pacers win 97-93. They even the series at a game apiece. George with 22 points, George Hill with 18, and West with 13. Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, meanwhile, each 6 of 14 from the floor in this game, and Miami suffers just its fourth loss in its last 50 games. Indiana closes on a 13-5 run to take game 2. Game 3 Sunday night in Indiana with things all knotted up.
I'm very disappointed, of course. You know, for me, that's the first thing I always look at on the stat sheet is my turnovers. And, you know, I had 2 key ones and a big point of the game. So I'm very disappointed in my judgment and my, you know, my plays down the stretch. You know, but I'll make up for them.
They made, you know, 2 good defensive plays with deflections. You know, I'd run that again. If I had the opportunity again, so would LJ. That happens. You have to give them credit for the active hands.
It's one of the best basketball games I've ever been a part of. And, you know, it wasn't about LeBron making mistakes down the stretch. I mean, he played one of the best basketball games I've ever seen anybody play. You know, we were able to make a couple plays, you know, late in the game.
You know, it's a nice win. It's good to split. And, you know, we haven't done anything yet. You know, we haven't closed the series out, and we won 1 game. You know, a lot of us feel we should be up 2-0, you know, obviously with the last play of game 1. But we're a tough-it-out team, and we learned from last year. We learned from game 1. We're a growing and evolving team, and I think our defense really won us the game for us.
Well, give Hibbert credit. He knows that they haven't closed it out with just the 1 win. That Georgetown math coming through for him. We take you next level courtesy of Samsung. LeBron James saw little resistance when he was guarded by Paul George in the first 45 minutes and change of game 2, making 10 of 13 shots. But George stepped up his D in the final 2:43, holding James to 1 missed shot while helping to force those 2 turnovers. For more on game 2, John Barry joins us courtside in Miami. John, what won this game for Indiana?
I'll tell you what, this is as good a defensive team that I've seen all season long. It's incredible, the length, the athleticism, and Paul George, the ability. I know LeBron James had 36 points, but this guy cutting him off in the lane. 2 huge turnovers by LeBron in the final minute of the ball game. Great help defense from David West. They always seem to be in the right place at the right time. I'll tell you what, LeBron James needs some help. Dwayne Wade, clearly not the same guy that we've seen. Chris Bosh, basically a jump shooter. And you talk about jump shooting, well, it's been non-existent. Ray Allen, Shane Battier, Mario Chalmers, Norris Cole. They go 5 for 20 tonight, make 1 3 between them. That's not going to get it done. That allows Indiana to shrink the paint and keep LeBron from getting easy opportunities.
John, of course, Miami won the championship last year. They ran off 27 in a row during the regular season and looked unbeatable. But this series now is 1-1. Heading to Indiana. How much trouble is Miami in right now?
I think they're in a world of trouble. If you look at all the matchups, they favor Indiana. There's clearly no answer for Roy Hibbert. He's just too big. The Birdman can't keep him out of there. 6 offensive boards tonight. He was solid. 10 of 15, 9 of 10 from the free throw line. Too big. David West, they had to move LeBron James onto him because they have no one else that can guard him. They're getting nothing out of Udonis Haslem. LeBron goes on him. Now, what does that do? It opens up the door for Lance Stevenson, who became a factor in that 4th quarter, made some plays for them. And George Hill. These were 2 guys that didn't play well in game 1. They were a factor tonight. Indiana's basically got everything you need. You're not getting a whole lot off the bench, but that's okay. Their starters have been terrific. And, man, if I'm Miami, I'm in a world of hurt right now.
All right, more intrigue to come, just in a different location in game 3. John, thanks for the time and the knowledge. Games 1 and 2 are any indication this series is going to be tight the whole way. Coming up, more from Miami. The Heat now squarely on the Heat.
At 7. It's Miller time. LeBron James to that guy from that thing. Mike Miller. Hits the three from the corner. We got more from this.